Dow futures up 184 points. Nasdaq futures 60 points higher. More details, srnnews.com.
You heard the news. Newsmax just went public on the New York Stock Exchange and listed on the big board. Millions of Americans like you are joining our news revolution. Reuters Institute says Newsmax is one of the top 12 news brands in America. Even President Trump says it's terrific. 40 million Americans go to Newsmax, and its audience grew 50% since the same time last year. Millions really are making the switch to Newsmax. If you want to be a Newsmax share owner, call your advisor or get more info at newsmaxinvest.com. Stand with Newsmax today for a strong America. This communication is for informational purposes only and shall not be intended to or shall not constitute any offer to buy or sell securities, nor shall there be any sale of securities in any jurisdiction in which such offer, solicitation, or sale would be unlawful.
Here is the latest news and information that impacts you. I'm Derek White. President Trump's proposed budget would eliminate federal funding for Head Start, a move Kansas Governor Laura Kelly calls extraordinarily damaging. More than 6,200 Kansas kids and 2,500 staff rely on the early education program. Kelly says the state can't afford to replace the $90 million in federal support, and advocates warn the cuts would harm vulnerable families and disrupt access to childcare, education, and job training for thousands of parents. In Colby, get ready for a night of country hits. NWKS Radio's Country Legends Concert brings you the frontman, featuring Richie McDonald of Lone Star, Larry Stewart of Restless Heart, and Tim Rushlow of Little Texas to the Colby Event Center. Special guests include Brock Wagner and Dylan Gerard will also be performing. Doors open at 6 p.m. and tickets start at just $25. For more information on this and other stories, visit nwksradio.net.
Rocket 102.5.
Today and tonight, a cutoff low will finally move off to the east in the Midwest. And that will lead to one more cooler day with highs in the 60s and breezy north winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour this afternoon. Skies will be partly cloudy with clearing overnight, and lows drop into the mid to upper 30s as winds turn to the southwest and light at 0 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow and Sunday, sunshine will warm daytime temperatures into the mid-70s, overnight lows into the mid-40s. And today through Sunday will be dry, so enjoy being outside. Monday, a cutoff low out of the Four Corners region will slowly begin working east and injecting waves of energy Monday and Tuesday across the area, with showers and thunderstorms becoming likely, with some severe and the potential for some heavier 1 to 3 inch rains. Daytime highs will be in the upper 50s and 60s, while lows will be in the 40 to 45 degree range. This is meteorologist Chris Romick in the NWKS Radio Weather Center.
Goodland's Rocket 102.5 is your home for Goodland High School athletics. From touchdowns and three-pointers to home runs, Ross Volkmer has you covered with all the action. Join him for live broadcast on Goodland's Rocket 102.5, your front row seat to the Cowboys and Cowgirls. Select games video streamed on the Goodland Voice. GHS athletics this season are made possible in part by
Sherman County Community Foundation, the Black and Gold Booster Club, Goodland Regional Medical Center and Family Health Clinic, and the Insurance Agency.
Get ready for powerful deals at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Right now, drive home a 25 GMC Sierra 1500 Turbo Max with 0.9% financing or up to $7,800 in purchase allowance. Step up in luxury in a 2025 Sierra 1500 Denali and get up to $5,250 in purchase allowance. Or take on any job with the 25 Sierra 2500 with 3.9% APR up to $2,700 in purchase allowance. These offers won't last. Rush into Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland today or shop online at hurlchev.com.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the Insurance Agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The Insurance Agency. Insurance the way it should be.
Roof's worn out and it needs replaced. Who you gonna call?
Roof Masters!
Roof Masters Roofing at Colby has been your premier roofing contractor for over 40 years, offering free estimates on all types of roofs, as well as seamless rain gutters and vinyl siding. So give us a call today. What's that number, Jake?
462-6642. I think you better call
Roof Masters!
Convenience just got an upgrade. Farmers State Bank of Oakley is excited to announce the opening of our brand new ATM along Highway 40, right next to Sonic Drive-In. Whether you're grabbing a snack or on the go, you can quickly access your cash without the detour. It's banking made easy, right where you need it. Farmers State Bank of Oakley, member FDIC.
Spring is in full swing at Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware. Get your lawn and garden looking their best with Ultimate Fertilizer and gear up with Eco blowers and mowers for the season ahead. Tackling a project, they've got a surplus of quality lumber ready for all your building needs. And when the work's done, fire up the fun with their wide selection of grills, smokers, and griddles from Traeger, Weber, and Blackstone. Stop by Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby, your one-stop shop for spring projects, big and small.
Farmers and ranchers, are you looking to sell your equipment at auction for zero fees and zero commissions? Well, then you need to check out Hayden Outdoors' new online equipment auction platform. You can list your equipment in our monthly online auctions using our easy-to-use platform, and you don't pay any fees or commissions. Visit HaydenOutdoors.com to learn more. That's HaydenOutdoors.com.
Are you tired of being just another number at your bank? At Outdoor Bank, they're rewriting the script on banking, putting technology and personalized service at the forefront of everything they do. Built for those who work and play outdoors, Outdoor Bank combines cutting-edge technology with the personal touch you deserve. Whether you're hitting the trails or working on the farm, Outdoor Bank is there for you every step of the way. So why settle for anything else? Get the banking experience you deserve with Outdoor Bank. Visit any of their 11 locations throughout Kansas or at OutdoorBank.com. Outdoor Bank. Get out there. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4!
It's the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
If you want to win in football, it all starts up front. Mass kicks ass.
The region's only local sports talk.
Listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking about.
Broadcasting on Goodland's Rocket 102.5. Simulcasting on Goodland's 730 Gold KLOE.
Guy is everywhere.
Discussing it all from the preps.
Showtime for the Lady Eagles.
To the pros.
McKinnon is in at running back. First down and goal to go. Play action fake. Right side throw. Touchdown! Kansas City!
The Blitz is presented by Pearl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank, as well as the Insurance Agency, Farmer State Bank in Oakley, the Cowboy Corner Express, and Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell.
Let's go to work. Junior hits it well, deep into the right field corner. Meisner turns. Yes! Gone for a 2-run home run.
Oh, I just got goosebumps. That's beautiful. Keep the streak alive and a 2-run shot to give Lugo the lead. That's perfect. Can't get much better than that.
Down to 12 seconds. Brunson holding. Nick's trying to wait till the end. Brunson puts up a 3. Bang! Bang! Jalen Brunson hits the 3. Shoulder pass redirect by Luckinen.
He swings and loops it into right field for a hit. Up with the ball, Yastrzemski. They're sending home back the throw to the plate, the slide, the throw goes by. Out to second on the throw goes Goodman. And the Rockies not only have taken the lead, they've done it against one of the top bullpens in baseball.
And good Friday morning, everybody. It is the Morning Blitz here on Goodland's Rocket 102.5, as well as nwksradio.net. It is me, Ross Volkmer, even though I do not sound like Ross at this point in time. Once again, the crud has caught up to me with a sore throat and congestion, so I apologize for how I sound. I probably sound worse than I probably actually feel. Unless I cough, that's when I really do feel the worst, when you get one of those coughs and it just seems like burning your chest. So, yeah, it's a great start to a Friday. I'm being kind of sarcastic because I told my wife, I said, I just get so frustrated because I get this same exact type of sickness probably twice a year, once in the fall/winter and then once in the spring. It's like when we begin the cold months and then when we get out of the cold months trying to warm up, I get it again. And I just absolutely hate it. It's like a runny nose that then results in being crud down the back of your throat, which then results in not being able to talk and then coughing and all that stuff. And when you do a morning show like this, it's very difficult to get your voice ready to go in the morning sometimes, especially when you have a whole bunch of crud down it. So I apologize for how terrible I sound this morning, but we are here and we are going to push through here on a Friday edition of the Morning Blitz. So I appreciate you hanging with us, no matter if you're listening, of course, on Goodland's Rock at 1025, nwksradio.net, or maybe it's online and X, Facebook, YouTube, on the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream. Appreciate you tuning in on this Friday, May the 2nd. Going to be a beautiful day, sunny, little cooler, maybe 61 degrees, the high here on this Friday. And then looking ahead to the weekend, going to have some nice springtime temperatures. I mean, 61 I would consider to be springtime temperature, but temperatures back into the 70s Saturday and Sunday before a big cool down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where we might see temperatures get down into the 50s on Tuesday with some chances of precipitation. There's actually a decent chance of precip Monday through Wednesday of next week. We'll see. Once again, that's about, 5 days out. We'll see if that actually lasts. But 73 tomorrow, 72 on Sunday. Should be a beautiful day. Looking forward to seeing everybody out at the Frontman concert, which still, folks, you can get your tickets at nwksradio.net. That is the place to go to get your tickets for tomorrow night's show with the Frontmen, which is going to be a fantastic show. Another reminder, it's also a greatly priced show. I want to say greatly discounted, but a greatly priced show. You're going to get in there for anywhere from $25 to $35. And I know Paul Heskett said he went and saw them at Salina a time ago and said it cost me $65 for a back row seat. So you're going to get a great seat, great show, and we hope that everybody makes out there. You can still get your tickets now at nwksradio.net. You can also text the word tickets to our text line at 785-899-2222. You can text the word tickets or ticket, and that'll send you a link to possibly to click on to then be able to purchase your tickets that way. So like I said, nwksradio.net, the place to go for your tickets. And once again, I apologize for cutouts and things of that sort today, dealing with the crud here on this Friday. And just like I said, not feeling the absolute best, but going to push through here on the show, where today we will be hopefully visiting. I know yesterday we said we were going to have him on, but today I think his schedule a little bit better. Ryan Carter, Colby Community College baseball coach, going to join the program. We'll visit with him about the Trojans season as it comes to an end here on Saturday. The regular season does. Postseason play will begin after that. I'll talk about the season that they've had to this point in time. We'll look back at yesterday's doubleheader down at Butler, where the Trojans picked up a sweep behind a couple of phenomenal performances, one in the batter's box and another one on the pitching mound from Turner Zadunich, I think is how you say his name. He was fantastic. But we'll get to all that coming up with Ryan Carter here in the middle of the show. About 15, 20 minutes from now, he'll be joining the program. K-State continues to add more pieces in the football spring transfer portal window. We'll get some thoughts on that in segment 3 as well. They added an offensive playmaker. At least they're hoping that'll be in segment 3. We'll get to that coming up as well. I guess I got a question for the FB Bank text line, 785-899-2222. I know there's a lot of listeners that listen to this program that love both the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche, because I can understand why they're the closest professional sports teams to where we're located here in Northwest Kansas. I totally get that. And also Eastern Colorado, obviously. So the question I have for our listening audience is, what are you more focused on coming up here on Saturday? You're going to have 2 Game 7s to turn your attention to here this Saturday. You're going to have, of course, the Nuggets, who lost to the Clippers last night, 111-105 in a winner-take-all Game 7 back home at Ball Arena. And then you're going to have the Avalanche on the road in Dallas taking on the Stars, as the Avs won 7-4 last night there at Ball Arena. So that's my question for our listening audience here in the first segment. What are you focusing on Saturday if you're an Avalanche/Nuggets fan? 785-899-2222, the FNB Bank text line is the place to chime in with your thoughts and comments on that. I admit, I'm not a humongous fan of either team, but I watched both those games last night in some capacity. I kind of turned on the game for the Nuggets and watched that for a little bit and saw that, the Nuggets were, I think that when I tuned in, they had just gone on like a 10-2 run at the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second, somewhere in that range. And kind of from that point forward, the Clippers kind of got things going back together. James Harden had a big night, 28 points for him. And they found a way to shut down, to an extent, Nikola Jokic, who didn't even have a double-double in last night's loss, had 25 points, 8 assists, 7 boards. And Jamal Murray had 21, 8, and 8 last night for Denver, who got a horrific performance from Michael Porter Jr. Had the plus-minus for Michael Porter Jr., -24. -24. By far the worst plus-minus of anybody for either team yesterday between the Nuggets and the Clippers. So the Nuggets get a horrible performance from him. They don't play very good, and they end up losing 111-105 on the road. They got to come back home to Ball Arena and see if they can get it done on Saturday. So there's that option. Or will you be tuned in to watch the Avalanche going down to take on the Stars in Dallas in what was a nutty, and I do mean nutty game. If you watched any of the Stars and the Avalanche, you want to talk about an absolute crazy game last night. The Avalanche were up 2-0 after the first period. In the second period, it's like the goalie for Colorado forgot to show up as he allowed 4 goals to be scored in the second period, and Colorado actually trailed 4-3 going into the third. And then a flip of the switch in the third period where it's like the Stars goalie forgot that he had to go to work in the third period. He gave up 4 goals, and the Avalanche ended up winning comfortably 7-4. But my goodness, the goaltending was optional last night at Ball Arena in Denver. 7 goals allowed by Dallas, 4 goals allowed by Colorado. So if you love offense in hockey, that was your game. Lots of scoring. Lots and lots of scoring. But now they got to go Saturday back down to Dallas for a winner-take-all Game 7 at the American Airlines Center. And so that's my question for those on the EpiBank text line at 785-899-2222. What are you going to be focusing on more on Saturday? The Avalanche or the Nuggets? For our fans of the Nuggets and the Avalanche on these shows, which I know there are plenty of you out there. So that's the first question of the segment. Also last night, how about those Colorado Rockies? Another fun stat of the day for the Colorado Rockies, for our Rockies fans out there. As the Rockies came back from behind to beat the San Francisco Giants 4-3 last night at Oracle Park, which fun stat number one, that snapped a 12-game losing streak at Oracle Park. They had lost 12 consecutive games, had the Rockies at Oracle Park. 12 consecutive games. But they were able to, down 3-1 in the 8th, string together some offense. Jordan Beck tied the game with an RBI double. Hunter Goodman knocked in the go-ahead run with 2 batters later. And then the bullpen, led by Zach Agnos, gets his second consecutive save as the Rockies get back-to-back wins. Fun stat number 2. The Rockies get back-to-back wins for the very first time since like September of 2024. They had not had back-to-back wins in 233 days. 233 days. Can you believe that? 233 days. The Nuggets had not won back-to-back games in 233 days. And so the Nuggets, the Rockies, able to get the come from behind win, and all of a sudden have gone from 4 wins to 6 wins in just a couple of days. Which is why, once again, I know I've talked about it lots on this show. We're going to have to be, I think, on all season on, record watch. Can they get to 41? Because that would, in my opinion, surpass since 1900, the worst record ever in Major League Baseball, the 40-120 put together by the New York Metropolitans. But it's things like that in baseball where if you could just string a couple of things together, you can pick up a couple of wins together. And I think that's why it's even more impressive that the Rockies have not won back-to-back games once again since September of last year. Now, I know the season was coming to an end. That means they didn't win any back-to-back games for the first month of the season. I get that. But winning back-to-back games for the first time in 233 days, and this is why, once again, if you just, not that it has to happen all at once, but just string together a series win here. Maybe you lose a series, you win the back end of a 3-game series, you take the first 2, you string 3 wins there. All of a sudden, you string together a couple wins, and you're sitting at 15 wins through, the month of May. And you got a few more months to kind of chip away at it. We'll see. They got a big hole to dig out of if they're going to avoid being the worst team record-wise in MLB history since 1900. A long way to go. But who knows? Maybe that type of come-from-behind win against a team they have not had any success again, particularly in their home park, and against one of the better bullpens in all of Major League Baseball. We'll see if that sparks anything here in what is game 2 tonight of that series between the Rockies and the Giants. Now, don't feel great with Antonio Senzatella on the bump against Robbie Ray, 1-4 against 3-0. But we'll see. We will see. So, once again, congratulations to the Rockies picking up their first back-to-back wins since September. 233 days. Like, there was a fun graphic I saw. Like, the last time the Rockies won back-to-back games, the Saints were like 2-0 in the NFL football season. They were 2-0. That was like one of the ridiculous stats. So, it's been a while. It has been a while. And then one more stop before we get to a couple more stops, actually, before we get to break. The Royals yesterday sweep the Rays, 8-2 the win for Kansas City. Kansas City outslugging the Rays 15-8. Bobby Witt Jr. had himself a really good day, a 3-run home run, which gave Seth Lugo the lead, as you heard on the highlight there. And Lugo did not surrender at 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts for Seth Lugo. And the bullpen allowed just 3 hits the rest of the way with no runs. And the Royals have now won, I think it's 8 of their last 9, or is it 9 of their last 10? I'm going to double check that real quickly here. I think it's 9 of their last 10. Yes, 9 of their last 10th games they've won. And by the way, Bobby Witt Jr. now has extended his hitting streak to 22 games, tied for the longest in Royals history. So he needs, 6th longest in Royals history. 6th longest. I misread that. My apologies. Tied for the 6th longest in Royals history. So Kansas City, by the way, weekend series coming up in Baltimore starting tonight at 6:05 Mountain on AM 790 KXXX. Rockies late first pitch time, 8:15 Mountain, which listens to on AM 730 KLOE. So there you go. Update on sports from yesterday. Larry chiming in on the EpiBank text line. He is going with the Nuggets is what he'll be watching. Says he will be he'll be watching the Nuggets between them and the Avalanche. Not a surprise, Larry being a humongous basketball fan. Keith says he's watching the Kentucky Derby. That's true. That'll be big on Saturday. The Kentucky Derby is this Saturday. Thank you very much, Michael. Michael sending me some health tips. I appreciate that, Michael. I'll have to look into that for sure. But yeah, the crud is back. That's why I sound so horrific this morning. I apologize to all those out there. All right, 7:27. We'll take a break. When we come back, we are going to be joined hopefully by Ryan Carter, Colby Community College head baseball coach. Talked about his team's sweep of Butler yesterday in their doubleheader and how he feels going into the postseason starting next week. You're listening to The Morning Blitz here on a Friday.
Get ready for powerful deals at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Right now, drive home a 25 GMC Sierra 1500 Turbo Max with 0.9% financing or up to $7,800 in purchase allowance. Step up in luxury in a 2025 Sierra 1500 Denali and get up to $5,250 in purchase allowance. Or take on any job with the 25 Sierra 2500 with 3.9% APR up to $2,700 in purchase allowance. These offers won't last. Rush into Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland today or shop online at hurlchev.com.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
Good morning. This is Tom Saluda with the Anderson Trade Group on May the 2nd with your overnight market report. July corn was up 2 at $4.74. Sep corn up 3.5 at $4.41, and beef corn up 3 at $4.51. May soybeans are up 2 at $10.43. July soybeans are up 3 at $10.54, and August soybeans are up 3 at $10.48. Kansas City hard red winter wheat July is up 11 at $5.39. September KC wheat is up 11 at $5.53, and Deese is up 10.5 at $5.76. The Dow Jones is currently at 460 points at 41,315. The S&P is up 68 points at 5,690. The Nasdaq is up 222 points at 20,000. Gold is up 36 points at 32.58, and crude oil is unchanged at 59.15 a barrel. If you're out in the Colorado area and have any grain to market or risk management questions, please call John Hanke or John Stiles at 970-744-4484, or you can call the Overland Park office, myself, Tom Saludo, Jared Law, or Tyler Ghosh at 913-748-3000. Thank you.
Palmer Amaranth. 4 counts of yield theft, resistance to groups 2, 4, 9.
You ain't got nothing on me, man.
We've been surveilling you. And now we've got Tough 5EC, a tank mix partner that'll make sure you and your gang of resistant weeds never see the daylight again.
Crack down on repeat offenders. Add Tough 5EC to your post-emergence tank mix. Learn more at toughnweeds.com. Always read and follow label directions. Tough is a registered trademark of Belgium Crop Protection.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, and cleaner American fuel. This message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
It's a night of country music legends. Saturday, May 3rd at the Colby Event Center in Colby, Kansas. The Frontman of Country, featuring Richie
YouTube and Twitter. So we got stuff everywhere for that. So moving on here on the Morning Blitz, we got plenty of local sports stuff to get to here today. Starting first and foremost, Colby baseball. Thank you to listener Andy for texting in. Last night I went to bed around, probably midnight Central, 11 o'clock Mountain Time. I did not see a score. It was posted this morning. But Colby baseball, high school baseball, top with Ryan Carter, a sweep of Holcomb. Holcomb was the top team in the division standings, for a top team in the GWAC, and the Eagles go out there and get a sweep, 7-3 in game 1 and 5-0 in game 2. I am sure that bus ride home was ecstatic. Not to mention Braxton Withington, from what I've been told, a complete game, no hitter, and was just, I think, 1 walk or 2 walks away. I'll double check my text here. 1 walk away from a perfect game. So what a performance from the Colby Eagles yesterday, as they get a sweep of the top team in the GWAC and the top team in the regional standings over Holcomb, 7-3 and 5-0. Congratulations to Coach Todd Kane and the Eagle baseball team. That's an impressive performance, gentlemen. Very impressive. Also in local sports yesterday, the Waukene relays were happening over there at Trigo High School. Colby girls, good showing, finishing 3rd in the team standings. Oakley in 4th. Goodland came in 6th. On the boys' side, Goodland finishing runners-up. Colby finishing in 3rd. Norton, boys and girls, were the champions of that track invitational there in Waukene. There's the Quinter Invitational today. There's golf yesterday. It was Hoxie finishing runners-up to Plainville at the Ellis Railroader Tournament. Good showings from Rawlins County's Jeb Cassins, finished 2nd with a 76, behind Norton's Eli Jones, who shot a 72 to win the tournament. Hoxie was led by Noah Dowell, shot a 79. They had 4 guys finish inside the top 10. Today, you've got Colby hosting Goodland for some tennis, I believe. And also today, you got some Region 6 softball tournament gets underway down in Dodge City. The Lady Trojans of Colby, the 6th seed in this tournament this year, they will take on the 3 seed Barton. First pitch time at 2 o'clock Central Time there in Dodge. It's double elimination. So got a lot of work to do to win it all, but it's double elimination. And we've seen Colby go through the losers bracket before to get to the championship game before. So we'll see what happens. But the Region 6 softball tournament gets going today down in Dodge City. So there you go. Your look at local sports. Real quick before we get to the walk-off, Kansas State has added a new piece to its offensive weaponry, if you want to call it that. Yesterday was announced that former Southeastern Louisiana running back Antonio Martin Jr. will be transferring to Kansas State for this upcoming season. Martin, not a big guy, kind of a bowling ball guy, 5'11", 220. Ran for 1,200 yards, over 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns last season, averaged around 5.3 per carry. Wildcats needing a little bit more depth in that running back room. They lost LaJames White to the portal, but they still have, of course, Dylan Edwards, Joe Jackson, and they have Gabe Irvin as well. I think the transfer from Nebraska is down at Kansas State as well, but Gabe has dealt with a lot of injuries over the course of his career. Feel bad for Gabe. Dealt with a lot of injuries, whether it's been, ACL, MCL, or hips. He's been really injury prone, so probably smart to bring in another guy. And honestly, to me, a guy who at 5'11", 220 is probably going to be more of a banger, going to put the shoulder pads down, try to plow ahead. No offense. I mean, from what we know from Dylan Edwards, not his game. I know Joe Jackson played in the bowl game some. Don't think it's really his game either. They got more kind of scat back stuff. I know Dylan Edwards for sure is more of the scat back out in space guy. So they need a guy who's willing to go between the tackles and get some tough yards. So good pickup. Kansas State's added 2 offensive linemen and a running back now in the portal. 2 Division I power conference offensive linemen that have experience, and now a running back that's ran for 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Now, once again, will he see the field? Maybe. Don't know. You would think so, but you never know with these guys. You never know how they come in, how they adjust, how they play. We'll see here in the coming weeks and months if Antonio Martin Jr. Becomes a key piece for them in the backfield. So anyway, K-State continue to add more pieces through the portal for the upcoming 2025 football season.
And back lifts his ball deep to right.
walk-off three. Thomas to the 10. Difference going on in New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes flings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
Saw it a couple days ago. Keep forgetting to bring it up on the program, but we talked about this young lady on Monday, I believe, in Weekend Winners and Losers, because former Goodland Cowgirl, now Regis dual sport athlete, Lindsay Cure, of course, became the first RMAC champion in Regis's school history, winning the javelin at the RMAC championships this past weekend. Well, then this week it was announced she was named the Regis Female Athlete of the Year. So, man, what a week it is for Lindsay Cure. That is an unbelievable week right there. I always say it's amazing when you make history. When you are the first to do something, that means something. That can never be taken away from you. You were the first to do it. The first to walk on the moon, first to do this, first to win this at this school. It can never be taken away. You are now a trivia question, and that's cool. Really, really cool. Happy for, once again, Regis and former Goodland Cowgirl, Lindsay Cure. Female Athlete of the Year there at Regis, and also the first ever track and field champion in the Regis's track and field program. Pretty darn cool. And we mentioned it, listener Keith will be watching the Kentucky Derby coming up here this Saturday. One horse I want everybody to look for, and I'm guessing if you don't know it, you know it now. But Toby Keith has a horse in the race. A horse in the race. Render Judgment. Render Judgment, Toby Keith's horse. Does it not feel like this guy's going to win? Toby Keith passed away. Don't you think he'll be looking down, watching over his horse? Render Judgment. I don't think he's a favorite to win. He will start out in gate 15 of the 105th running of the Kentucky Derby there at Churchill Downs. Still, though, pretty cool. Render Judgment. Keep your eyes and ears open for that at the Kentucky Derby this weekend. All right, that'll do it for our show today. Thank you again for everybody, including Ryan Carter, for joining the program. We'll see you back here on Monday. It's been the Blitz.
Rocket 102.5 KKCI Goodland, Colby.